Oh, pardon me. Right under zero. Been sitting here holding my breath, I guess, too long. Anyhow, welcome to Tabletop RPG News. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate, author of the book of The Boyhood of Cade, Power Games, and Into the Elves Mount. My books, the Empire of Elves series, available on multiple platforms, links in the link tree, as well as my merch store, Patreon, and donation links. Please and thank you. Help me make a living. Please. Buy my books, support my writing, and make my videos viral. Like, share, and subscribe. Now I'm just waiting for X to spread the word. I'll be just can't share X until after it goes live, so I'll be as brief as I can as I share it. And let's see, where are we at? No viewers yet. Post this. Thank you. Thank you. Join me live. Da, da, da. Okay. Started 2 minutes ago. Da, da, da. Hello, X. All right. Let's hope a few more people tune in. Let's see how Rumble is doing. Hey, Rumble. How's it going? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And well, let's see anything on YouTube. Right. Right. So come on, share. Screen share, please. First, we have $1 holding. Shadowrun 5. 5th edition source books, new scenarios for the 5th edition of Shadowrun the Seattle Sprawl set, etc. And the Startix Collection, 1995, gets you the Sprawl digital box set, the 3 Sixth World standalone scenarios, 4 convention scenarios. The bonus collection gets you 5 CFD campaign source books and the Denver trilogy. This is the second of 2 Shadowrun offers, featuring the 2013 5th edition of Shadowrun Cyberpunk Fantasy RPG. It's actually science fantasy, but most people, cyberpunk fantasy. Well, it's sort of a cyberpunk light, but it's still cyberpunk, I guess. But cyberpunk means fantasy from Catalyst Games. You get 8 titles in the starter collection for US $19.95. Digital rights free. Break the threshold. Don't forget to level up and get all the titles. What's the threshold price? Value of $102. Break the threshold. Oh, wait, did I miss the threshold price? There we go. 31.10 to level up. Okay. Normally they have it up here, so just scroll through. Okay, the starter collection. Pay the minimum price and get the digital sprawl set. The 5th edition, of course, when a new edition comes out of Shadowrun, they don't replace the old one, they grow off it. Which sort of, well, at least you get a bit of the history, but the problem with that is getting the old titles. But neither here nor there. You can kick off from any edition and just go through. Now, the 4th edition ended with the Renraku ecology, but the 5th edition also starts with the Renraku ecology. But at least you don't have to buy them twice. Now, this is corporate politics meets criminal underworld, where ancients, Halloweeners, the Finnegan crime family, and the Scotchers, Dante's Infernal, Renraku ecology, the Big Rhino, and the Alabaster Maiden manipulate, control runners and corporations alike. They are all the triangle, right? You may think you're in charge. You may think you're in charge. You may think you're in charge. None of you are in charge. It's a tussle. That's what a triad is. It's a trinity of power with no central figure having absolute authority. Xi Jinping says, hold my beer. But that's a story for another day. Digital box set. Basically PDFs. Now, the standalone scenarios. We have the Splintered State. As if you're well familiar with Shadowrun, you'll know that North America is a fractured and divided nation. And that in Splintered State, things are not quite right here. You Shadowrunners have learned valuable information about the powers of Seattle, and it's an introductory adventure to help you learn the rules, the dangers of Seattle, and the corporate intrigue. Now, you have what's called CFDs, cognitive fragment disorders. These are a mega plot storyline. Everything allegedly is now part of a major worldwide conspiracy. It's the major plot is fractured. Everybody says their own theories. Everybody will have their own. It's designed pretty much like an open world, never-ending adventure. So you could get into Shadowrun. I got into it like 2nd edition, played it through to about 4th edition, and CFDs are new to me. I know a little bit, but not much. I played through the first opening salvo of the Renraku ecology before the group broke up because I was at university, and then I was no longer at university, and the group I was with broke up because I went cross country. Anyway, you don't need to know, but just to give you an idea. Now, sorry. Lethal Forces. Went on way off track. I apologize. Mr. Johnson has tales about a secret research lab, don't we all? Anyhow, he wants runners to pay them a visit, of course. And what self-respecting runner relies on Mr. Johnson? Yes, get ready for opponents, including those with scales. Oh no, your first introduction to dragons. Our dragons in Shadowrun are pretty piss poor compared to many other RPGs. But this is what Shadowrun is scaled so that anybody can kill anyone. You get a lucky shot off, you can kill a dragon with a handgun first shot. You double D your dragon, well, you better make sure he's down with 3. You always double tap, right? 2 to the head, 1 to the chest. Even when the opponent's down, you cut off their head. But hey, Oh, you hold the kill a dragon, hold his body for auction, and basically watch the dragons come and tear you apart. But yeah, it's best not to kill dragons. You tend to be stained for life. Or a good DM would stain you for life. I mean, toxic allies. The runners have become intertwined with powerful and secretive law firm, Dark, Thiessen, and Vendabar. Shadowrunners are the only force that can stop the Fern's plot to plunge the sprawl into disaster. Toxic elements, Dark Terror's campaign sourcebook, and this is actually the sourcebook is in the bonus collection, but it's an introduction to the toxics, as you can tell by the title. Now, convention scenarios. These are various scenarios, basically official standalone. So, again, everything official is part of the overall story. And the overall story is the tussle between the corporates, the criminal underworld, and the government, basically. And the criminal underworld has its fingers in every pie. The government has its fingers in every pie, and corporations have their fingers in every pie. Manless mercenary, sorry. It's a note for a woman. Has an odd habit of hanging out in hospitals and abandoned churches. And she's angry. Elizabeth is very angry. She needs Shadowrunners. This mission involves gangers, critters, and members of a secret magical society who fiercely guard their mysteries. If the Shadowrunners survive, they can find out what Elizabeth is mad about and how far she is willing to go for revenge. Remember, Shadowrun, 2 to the head, 1 to the chest. There's often the chest. They're all always assume if somebody ain't magical, somebody's an armored corpse. Firing line. Shadowrunners are in the firing line, of course. All sorts of different guns are pointed at you. Explore the mystery islands off the coast of Seattle. Been there, done that. Quite interesting. Of course, there's Manhattan and Bogota. And of course, you're paid to go. So no griping. Get on with the killing. You're in the firing line. London falling. This is London holds a secret. Who doesn't? London is a fallen town, of course. Parliament, a minor noble has not been seen in Parliament. Once a researcher has started a number of people interested in his work. Courier carries a secret in his head and another one in his gut. An explosive secret in the festering wild West End. Sprawl Wilds. Now, some of these titles should seem familiar. I believe a lot of them have. There's a lot of Shadowrun books out there. I can't remember which ones are which. But don't go reading the books about them until after you've played the adventure, I believe. Now, Seattle has dark quarters, forgotten places, and there are places that are more wild than the rainforest. Now, fortress like Barren Farms have suffered. And of course, there's dark secrets, like a hidden clinic where runners can see sights that most people never encounter and cover information that most people want to stay secret at any cost. Smugglers, police, activists, hardened criminals, wounded warriors, and at least one deranged killer. I believe I played that one too. And deranged is an understatement. And so is the danger. Spoiler alert. You probably want a chainsaw to take off the head. Now, the bonus collection. Level up and get the CFD campaign source books. This is the cognitive fragmented disorder. You'll see them all over the internet. People have added their own material to this. This is nanobites. They basically, I think it's the Shadowrun game, Boston. Yeah, big conspiracy across the world. Big conspiracy across the world. People's minds have been rewritten. New personalities. The world is in chaos, and infected people. Yeah, you have to extract infected people out of sensitive positions, gather insights into what's gone wrong. Stolen Souls is the Deep Shadow sourcebook plots. And yeah, it's basically the extraction shooter. You rescue people, blow the fuck out of the bad guys, and basically try to shut down the nano program. But I think you're not supposed to know, but I think it's been out long enough now that people know. Lockdown panic is spreading. It's in Boston, by the way. Boston's the center of storm. Source plot book with various details of Boston. Dark terrors, horrors lurk in the sixth world. Bug spirits devour corporations. Shidem claim bodies and mobilize their Damocles. Now, the hidden corners of the metaplanes and the Matrix contain creatures best not imagined. This used to be run and guns until back in February 2019. I think it was a short adventure back then. It was bringing back bug spirits from the previous campaigns. I think, though, in some books, people always act like, bugs they're the most terrible thing ever. And yet, there are quite a number of weak bugs. I never got why people panicked over bugs and then pissed off that, I never took bugs seriously. Then again, magic kills everything. But there are weak bug spirits and there's some powerful bug spirits. I mean, it's like anything in Shadowrun. The purpose of Shadowrun was to give a more grounded version of Cyberpunk where anybody could kill anything. I mean, that's the point, right? What's the point of playing if everything out there could just wipe you out? I mean, it wouldn't make sense, would it? You'd think, oh, wow, this level 30 monster running around, No, there's nothing that OP. There's a few, there's a few powerful vampires and some powerful dragons and some powerful spirits, but nothing is invincible. That's the point of Shadowrun. A bloody business. Many of the megacorps are currently reeling, hit by another blow from Neonet Evos and the fallout from CFDs. Ares has forces eating it from the inside. Horizon's back to losing side in the Aslan Amazonia Wars. The Japanese corps are on the back foot, of course, but when corps get aggressive, the Shadowrunners get called and blood will always shed. But the 10 megacorps are in perpetual war. They always bounce back. And we have market panic, where scandals, disasters, and attacks from all angles. Every corp is up to their nose hairs in schemes, turmoil, upheaval, and chaos. That's how they operate. That's how they make their money. You can't sell weapons if people are happy. Banners collection. Level up. Now, the Denver trilogy. Now, Denver, obviously is well known to those who know Shadowrun lore, but in Shadowrun lore, Denver's where it started. And back in the original, like, Denver was where the uprising against white America basically began and wiped out most of the world. The Awakening didn't wipe out just America, wiped out most of the world, including, and America was torn apart by civil war. And eventually you had the various states fractured, not how people expected, because now you had metahumans, magic, and people from the past who knew the past and knew each other's from the past. But it all started with the return of magic and the great dragons. Our Ghostwalker took over Denver, and that was in Stormfront. The city erupted in civil war, and Harlequin and famous elf helped the dragons, because that's what elves do. And in 2079, Denver seemed to be at war with reality itself. People disappearing from the streets, strange creatures materializing out of nowhere, and sometimes bringing with the entire landscapes. This is 5th edition version of Denver, where runners find out what's currently happening to the city. Now it's broken down into 3 parts. You have the Serrated Edge. It's basically runners get an introduction into what's going on. Mr. Johnson has sent them in. Starts off as a simple run to steal medical records, but after the revelations, you now have the front range free zone on edge with dark secrets, double crosses, and plenty of money flying around, which, when there's money, there is death and destruction soon to follow. Now, False Flag and unknown parties have run false flag operations in the front range free zone. It's basically the division of Denver in the Mile High City. Find the culprits who are trying to restart the war. Well, no, everybody. I mean, basically, it's war. Get a grip. There's, just go in and mow everybody down and let God decide. Okay, they're ripping reality. The runners have gone into the sprawl, and it seems to be tearing itself apart. See, should have mowed them all down in the first episode. And the second, you still have a chance. It is pretty famous, actually, in Shadowrunners. I mean, these are the official scenarios that get you through the history of 5th edition, where they're all official scenarios, of course. Oh, sorry. Right. So let's see what's out there. For viewers, hey, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe. Hey, thanks for joining. And sorry, I forgot to change the screen layout. Now, the second Shadowrun offer comes from 2019. This is the 5th edition Essentials. This is the core edition, okay, of 5th edition with the core let me try again. Okay, 5th edition Essentials bundle has the complete 5th edition rules book and supplements. Everything you need to campaign is in the basics. However, level up and you get more rules and guides. Now, Run and Gun, very famous expansion for combat, Magic expansion, the Matrix expansion, and the Riggers Adventures. Riggers basically drone operators, but they're also drivers and pilots. They're like the MacGyver. You know, you've got the gunners, you've got the majors who double as your healers, and so you need the guy who gets you from A to Z, recovers your retreat. But also, if you know anything about special ops, you send the drones in first. Pay the minimum, get the minimum title. Shadowrun, cracks in the world. Shadows all over the world. Where you live, you're a Shadowrunner. You live in the margins, doing jobs that nobody else could do. You survive and can even flourish as long as you do what it takes and do whatever it takes. Sacrifice your soul for bleeding edge gear, push the limits of learning and dangerous magic. Wire yourself into the matrix, making yourself mind with one with the streams of data. It will cost you something. Everything does. Can you make it worth the price? Can you survive? Now, 5th edition is the latest version. It is one of the world's most popular role-playing games. It's a fusion of man, machine, and magic in a dystopian future where basically corporations are criminals and governments are criminals, and both hire criminals to kill other criminals. It's gangster's paradise. Run faster. This is expanded rules for Shadowrunners, new races, and new qualities, new equipment. Gives you advice on fleshing out your characters and new meta types. Chrome flesh. You have cybernetics. You're a humanoid semi-trailer with gene tech that can alter your body, chemicals to give you a pick-me-up. Chrome flesh has dozens of ways to make characters stronger, faster, and deadlier. New gear includes cyberware, bioware, gene tech, and nanotech. Chrome flesh is a breakdown of what can perk you up. It's a payday it's pay data. Sorry. Basic pay data is another Shadowrun terminology. Data that's worth money. So, to someone. Now, holding pay data, of course, means level up and you get Run and Gun. This is the combat expansion, as mentioned in the previous. This is expanded rules, and expanded rules give you things such as kill shots, small unit tactics, martial arts, specialized gear to raise your game. And there are adventures set around this. I mean, I know people would probably think, oh, I just get the adventures and I get... No. They're pretty clever. They're not going to give you all the details in other source books. Now, Street Grimoire, it's another thing. You'll be referenced to sometimes. Expanded magic. New rules for magic, new expansions for magic, new things like traditions, societies, and dangers and benefits of being a spellcaster in a world where the catchphrase is geek the mage first. Because if you don't geek, because basically gun's useless against the mage if the mage has the drop on you. It just basically looks at you. You don't know if and when they're spellcasting, and you don't know if they have spellcast already. For all you know, you're looking at an illusion. It is catchphrase. Very good rule to live by. Geek every role-playing game. Geek the mage first. Otherwise, he lights up your party with a fireball just for an opening hello. I'm sure I'm not the only one who does that. Say hello, Web Fireball. Data trails. More options for deckers, that is hackers, technomancers, a form of hacker, and you got, qualities, programs, gear, and more. Basically, learn all about hacker culture in the sixth world, and yeah, non-matrix can get in on the adventures as well. But it is a virtual world game. But my experience when you're running Shadowrun, you have two NPCs. You have the rigger and the hacker, because hacker game is for the hackers. Rigger games, well, other than driving you about, they're just sitting there in the car seat while drones follow you about. I mean, drones do all the combat. They're not in the line of danger. And of course, if things go bad, they can just drive off with the van, because they're pretty much locked. They don't just live in the van. They're cybernetically linked to the van. Now, the hardest runners to hit are the ones who keep moving. Well, riggers, as I said, they're drone operators. They operate outside. But one thing about riggers, you need them to break into places. Security drones, you need, yeah. And of course, battling in the streets of Seattle. Riggers expand the game dramatically, which is always a good thing. Riffs. The tabletop, this is new ebooks, the Riff Coalition Wars, one of two Riffs. Collections. Now, the first, of course, is broken into two parts. You have the Coalition Collection, the core, and the Tolkien Collection, which is the expansion. Now, the core gives you the Coalition War Campaign. It's basically everything you need to play a Riff's Coalition War Campaign, known as the Siege on Tolkien. This book gives you an overview of what's happening in the Riff's multiverse. Now, the Rift's multiverse is basically, again, another fractured America, like Free States of Quebec, and you basically have rifts that bring outsiders, as well as the fact that those on the fractured Earth are fighting for control of what they believe to be the hub of the rifts. Coalition Navy, well, the old American Empire still sort of exists, and it has a navy, and it protects the waterways around the Old Kingdom. Mercenary sourcebooks. Play various campaigns, learn all about mercenaries, bounty hunters, assassins, smugglers, and spies, and run various ops and adventures set around killing fools, of course. The Secrets of the Coalition States, the next chapter in the epic war for the soul of humanity, literally the soul of humanity, is Earth will become an annex of hell. Who knew that the rifts led to hell? But of course, the secrets of humanity, all made possible, or you just keep it for yourself, or kill any fool trying to learn about them. Now, of course, it's Palladium, so you're going to need you can use other source books in this, but this is the Palladium metaverse, multiverse, or whatever. But yeah. Now, the Tolkien Collection Level Up gives you Manhunters, more secrets of the Coalition States, and 7 adventures. I have this collection. Join the war. And the Mega Collection, of course, everything you need to play cross-dimensional tabletop games from Palladium. The Rifts Ultimate Edition, not available elsewhere, I believe, although that is questionable. But I do believe the Mega Core Bundle is the only way to get the PDF for the Ultimate Edition. And it explains what's happening in the world of Rifts. Basically, you got the core source collection and the source update collection. Here we have the Ultimate Edition. World with endless possibilities. The forces of hell, after centuries, the forces of hell have paid a visit, shattered Earth. And though you're 3 centuries in the future, humanity is now coming to grips with the return of magic. And in order to survive, they have to augment their bodies with bionics, robotic exoskeletons, sonic power, inducing brain implants, chemicals, and of course, learn to use magic, because holes in space and time, the rifts, are a doorway to countless worlds and realities, where ancient gods, demons, and magic creatures pour through. If only they battled each other, but then it would be a boring world, wouldn't it? But the Ultimate Collection comes with 3 guides and kits. Guides to adventures, guides to the Rifts game masters, and a kit to make your job easier. Reference sheets and combat matrix. And of course, more adventures 1 and 2 to provide more material, hook, line, and sinker adventures. Sourcebook collection, level up and get Robots, Republicans, and RG3. A guide, best-selling supplements, robotic creation for robotic player characters for different areas, different types, inhuman villain, those RG3, a sentient computer from the past, and of course, a mysterious group known as the Republicans. Those damn Republicans. Now, the Rifts Book of Magic, the ultimate guide to all magic in Rifts Earth, from spells, tattoos, techno wizards, and various other items. Rift Bestiality, 80 monsters and animals of Rifts North America. The Black Market, new weapons, new careers, new gear, new stuff. Bionics, more new stuff, and more details on cybernetics and biotics in the world of Rifts. Free books for bringing other Palladium characters and powers and magics and other things from other Palladium games into the Rifts Megaverse. I knew it was something with an M. You have gods, you have alien intelligence, imposters, you name it. Elementals galore. Just throw them onto the table and let the dice roll. And of course, 3 more source books on vampires, mechanoids, and mindworks. Vampires should need no introduction. Mexico is the land of vampires. Ooh, somebody saw the movie. Were-jaguars and were-cats. And of course, mechanoids. Kill all humans. Need we say more? They are straight out of the minds of basically prophecies of the 7 dangers, where mechanoid legions set forth. But of course, you can play as a mechanoid, and there are 5 adventures. Now, Mindworks, these cyborgs, psychonetic crazies, and those with psychonetic implants. These psychonetic implants basically give you mind powers. Think and it will happen. So, okay, yes, time to shatter Earth. Skull and Crown, a new tabletop system from Runehammer Games. Pay one price, $7.95, and get the core book, maps, virtual tabletop assets, and music tracks. To Runehammer's Crown and Skull series of games, all in one source book. Gives you everything you need to know to create characters and play a player-centered game. There are various templates, and all characters can customize and even build spells from scratch. Combat takes place in 5 rounds. Players choose which phase, when to act, and act only once. Enemies can act multiples. Your attack rolls automatic. Dice is the damage, and enemies don't make attack rolls. Instead, you defend to see if you're injured or not. It's a simplistic system, but it works, and it can provide you with hours of fun. $7.95, 10 days to go. Now, Murder Parties is free-form games. Basically, everything you need to do to host a murder mystery for up to from 6 to 32 guests. Now, the smaller group collections will give you 4, and same with the bigger groups collection. The difference being, of course, 4 complete party kits for small groups for 6 to 9 players. First one, A Will to Murder, Family Feud in 1930s Britain. Laid to Rest, Sand, Sun, and Legends and Treachery and Murder in Hawaii. Heroic Death, Trouble in Superheroes Justice Doom Squad Secret Headquarters, another murder mystery. And Way Out West, how to host a murder mystery in Cactus Gulch, 1884. Now, if you level up, you can have big groups where you have Pirates in the Caribbean in 1785, a wizardry attack in the School of Magic, Arabian Nights, a young prince and his 40 thieves, Hollywood Lies, Lice, Camera, Murder. Now, these are laps, right? There's 5 days to go. Host a large murder party. Now, of course, spotlight on small creators out there. Hello, shout out to Hypervision. They are on Patreon. They are creating tabletop supplements, and they have their own tabletop game where everything is customizable. Choose a source of power, create your own class. Play classic fighting strategy to create your own, fully customizable. Check it out today. They are on Patreon. There you go. And gives you an idea of what they do. Next up, we have Game Master Aruka. I hope I pronounced that right. Aruka. I knew it. Indie card tabletop game creator of Inseki Fantasy. They also have a website. What is it? Inseki Fantasy, you may ask? Well, Inseki style fantasies come from Japanese anime. It basically means other world. Inseki is where somebody is drawn into another world where they get to live a new life, usually on a one-way trip. Although In anime, of course, they turn into basically some RPG. You're living in an RPG. And the Quill of Damocles. Looking for a map, commissioned map, check out the Quill of Damocles. Commissions are open. D&D Map Maker, Battle Map Maker, and D-Roll20 Marketplace, all live. All these links are in these link tree. And 40% off commissions. I really understand. I can really feel where the guy's coming from. I myself would hope you join one of my two patrons. First up, of course, is my writing, science fantasy, harem novels, also commission erotic art. And as you know, I make YouTube videos. That's how you found me, right? Allegedly, mostly on X. And of course, based on my writing, I have a tabletop fantasy game, the future fantasy, the elves, Empire of Elves, and coming soon, released only for members, will be battle maps, and of course, artwork, all behind the paywall. Edit your, and of course, I also do writing tip videos and many other things. Yeah, we all need cash. Thank you to those who have become patrons. I really appreciate you. Appreciate my audience. And I see quite a number of people over on X. Hi, X. How's it all going? Thank you all for coming. I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you like to have something that you've created featured, all you have to do is find me on X, drop me a link, and that's it. Of course, I have a merch store and all that stuff. Please support the channel, like, share, and subscribe. X, I know it's up in the top corner. Share it now. And if you go to my profile on X, you'll find my link tree with all my links. You can make a donation via Ko-Fi. I do not know what happened with X. X had a link. Tip. Bang. Gone. So here's the link. Really wish they didn't get rid of it. And of course, Patreon. Again, had X monetized me, I just say, hey, X, join my community. And they've made communities useless because you can't monetize them. It says you can, but no, they can't. So I really apologize. For now, Patreon is it. Subscribe Star has treated me like dog. They've never... I don't know what happened. I know lots of people swear by it. I had a Subscribe Star and it just gone. My other Subscribe Star is still there. Nobody can see it but me. Subscribe Star treats me like shit and they don't answer the phone. I'm serious. I can't get through to them. They don't answer their emails. So if you don't like Patreon, I'm sorry. Don't complain to me. Most people don't have a problem with Patreon. They're very actually fair company. They have rules that are forced on them if you paid attention. They're forced on me too. I have to hide half my... I have two patrons because I have to hide half my material behind the paywall. I can't show you half the material. Anything they deem adult, I put on my writing Patreon. Anything that's why I have two patrons. You know, I wish companies would just get their act together, but they can't because there are so many people who think that, well, I'm the credit card company, I have the right to tell you what to do. Or I'm Congress, I'm going to meddle in your affairs. Even though your product's legal, I'm still going to put rules and regulations on top of that, which don't make any sense other than to limit who's financially successful in the market. I mean, then on top of that, of course, half the bloody country just only cares about titties and OnlyFans. So hopefully some of you will check out my link tree, buy my books, and become patrons. If not, check out my merch store or make a donation. Please and thank you. I shall see you all in the next video.